The sky over Volter 7 was filled with thick gray clouds. Ash rained down slowly, covering the land like snow. It was quiet, empty, and strange. Nothing moved. Nothing lived. The planet looked dead. But something was about to change. A human medic, named Zara Trent, had crash-landed on this planet just 2 hours ago. Her medical dropship had been hit by an unexpected magnetic storm. It fell from orbit and smashed into the rocky surface of Volter 7. Somehow, Zara survived. She was the only one from her team still alive. Now, she walked alone across the ash-covered fields. Her white medic suit was dusty, and her helmet visor was cracked. She carried a small medical backpack and a broken beacon that no longer sent. Signal Zara was trained for war zones, famines, alien plagues, but not this. She had never been this alone, on a planet no one visited. She checked her oxygen supply. "Only 12 hours left. I need to find shelter," she whispered to herself. Suddenly the ground shook under her boots. A loud thud echoed from the east. Zara turned fast and looked toward the sound. Black smoke was rising in the distance. Something big had fallen. Her heart raced. Maybe it was another ship, maybe survivors. Maybe something useful. She ran toward the smoke. After climbing over 2 large hills and a cracked ravine, Zara stopped and gasped. In the middle of a crater, something huge was lying on the ground. At first, she thought it was a wrecked alien ship. But then she saw it breathing. It wasn't metal. It was alive. It was a dragon. Massive, dark gray scales, long cracked wings. A glowing green liquid, maybe blood, leaked from deep wounds. Its tail twitched weakly, and its eyes were half open. It was clearly dying. Zara froze. She had heard stories. Dragons weren't just myths anymore. They had been spotted on deep space scans. Huge, powerful alien creatures that lived in the void between stars. Nobody had ever met one up close, until now. Zara looked at it and felt fear, but also something else. Sadness. Pain. She stepped closer and slowly opened her backpack. Her hands moved without thinking. She used a scanner to check its condition. The results were bad. Broken bones, torn muscles, organ damage, heart slowing down. This dragon was dying. Fast Zara took out bandages and a healing gel. She cleaned the wounds, wrapped them quickly, and injected 2 packs of nanomedicine. But the dragon's breathing was still weak. It's weak. It needed something more. She checked her pack. There was only one item left, one last adrenaline injector. It was made for emergency use only. A strong dose that could restart a human heart or give energy to someone almost dead. It was supposed to be for her. For if she ever got badly injured, Zara looked at the dragon again. Its golden eyes were watching her, not moving, just waiting. "I can't believe I'm doing this," she whispered. She climbed closer to the dragon's chest. Its ribs were huge, but between 2 cracked scales, she saw a soft spot. She placed the injector there. She paused. If she used this now, and she got hurt later, she would have nothing left to save herself. But something inside her said, "Do it," click. The injector hissed. A second later, the dragon's chest jumped. Its body twitched. The green glow under its skin grew brighter. Its breathing got stronger. Deeper, it was working. Zara stepped back, breathing hard. She had done everything she could. Now, it was up to fate. The dragon opened its eyes fully and looked straight at her. It didn't roar. It didn't attack. It just stared. And in that moment, under the broken sky of a dead world, a human medic and a dying alien dragon shared something no one else ever had. A connection. The dragon's eyes were open, now clear, and glowing, golden and sharp. They stared at Zara, calm and focused. Zara stood still, her heart beating fast. She was scared, but something inside her said the dragon wouldn't hurt her. She had saved it. She hoped it knew that. The dragon's head moved slowly. Its neck stretched forward. and its nose came close to Zara. She held her breath. The giant creature sniffed the air around her. Then, something strange happened. Zara heard a voice, but it was not from her ears. It was inside her mind. "You saved me." Zara stepped back in shock. "What? Who said that?" "I did," the voice said again. It was deep, slow, and full of power. "I am Corvallian. I was ready to die, but you gave me your last flame." Zara looked around. The dragon's mouth didn't move. The voice was telepathic directly into her thoughts. "Are you talking to me?" she asked out loud. The dragon slowly nodded. His large eyes blinked once. "Yes, I speak through the mind. Your language is known to me." Zara shook her head in disbelief. "Corvallian? That's your name?" "Yes, I am the last of my kind. My brothers were hunted. My sisters burned. My world is gone." Zara took a deep breath. She felt sadness in his words, like deep sorrow buried under mountains. "I'm sorry," she said softly. The dragon lowered his head, placing it gently on the ash-covered ground. "You are strange for a human, brave, foolish, kind." A weak smile. "People say that about me all the time." Suddenly a sound echoed in the sky. Distant hum. Then another. Zara looked up and saw dark shapes flying across the clouds. Enemy ships, at least 3, moving slowly, scanning the area. Zara's smile faded. "They're looking for me. Or maybe you." The dragon growled softly. A low, thunder-like sound. "They come for blood. They attacked me. I crashed while escaping. Can you fly?" She asked. "Not yet. My wings are torn. My power is weak." Zara looked around. There was no cover in the open ash fields. "If the ships saw them, it would be over. We need to hide. Can you walk?" Corvallian pulled his body up, slowly and painfully. His legs trembled, but he stood. His massive wings dragged. Behind him, still damaged, but he could move. Zara ran ahead, scanning for a place to hide. In the distance, she saw a rocky hill with a cave opening. "There," she pointed. The dragon followed, limping but fast. As they reached the cave, Zara helped guide him inside. His body barely fit. He curled up inside the darkness, breathing heavily. She sat near him, catching her breath. Outside, the sound of the ships grew louder. Red lights scanned the surface. But they didn't stop near the cave. They passed above and flew west. For now, they were safe. Inside the cave, the air was warmer. There were glowing plants on the wall, strange. Alien moss that gave off a soft green light. Zara leaned against the dragon's side. She was tired, hungry, and still couldn't believe what was happening. The dragon spoke again in her mind. "Why did you help me? You could have run. You could have saved yourself." Zara looked at him. "I'm a medic. I heal people. I don't care if they're human or not. If someone's dying, I help." The dragon was silent for a long time. Then he said, "You gave me your last chance to live. I will not forget that." Zara smiled again. For the first time since the crash, she didn't feel alone. Zara woke up to a loud sound.
The cave shook slightly.
Dust fell from the ceiling. The dragon beside her let out a soft growl. The enemy ships were back. Outside, red lights flickered in the sky. The humming sound of engines grew louder. Zara ran to the cave's mouth and peeked outside. 3 black ships were flying low, scanning the ash fields again. One of them was headed straight toward the cave. "They found us," Zara whispered. Corvallian tried to stand. His legs were still weak, and one of his wings dragged on the ground like a broken sail. "I am not yet strong enough to fly," he said in her mind. "But I can still burn." Zara turned to him. "Burn." The dragon's chest began to glow faintly. Small sparks lit up along his throat. His body trembled as he took a deep breath. But after a few seconds, he groaned and lay back down. "My fire is still sleeping," he said. "We have to hide," Zara said quickly. "They'll see the entrance." She looked deeper into the cave. It stretched into darkness, curving out of sight. "Maybe we can go further in." Corvallian nodded. Slowly, painfully, he crawled deeper inside. His claws scraped against the stone floor. Zara followed, holding a small flashlight in one hand and her emergency scanner in the other. As they moved deeper, the air became warmer. Strange green moss glowed along the walls, and small crystal-like shapes pulsed with soft light. Felt alive. Peaceful suddenly, Zara's scanner beeped. She stopped and looked at the screen. "There's something up ahead," she said. "A life signal." But small. They turned a corner and entered a round chamber. In the center was a glowing plant, a large flower-like creature with red leaves and golden veins. It floated above, the ground moving slightly in the air like it was breathing. "What is that?" Zara whispered. The dragon stared at it for a long time. Then he spoke. "A healing flame blossom," he said. "It's very rare, very old. It grows only in places of strong energy." Zara stepped closer. The heat from the flower was warm but not painful. She pulled out her scanner. "It's full of bioenergy. This might help you." "It might," Corvallian agreed. "But only if the blossom shares its flame willingly." Zara blinked. "What do you mean?" The sky above Vaulter 7 turned dark as 5 enemy warships arrived. Their long, black shapes flew in a V formation, each one glowing with red light, their weapons pointed down, ready to destroy anything below. Zara stood beside Corvallian on a high rock cliff. The wind blew ash around them, but they didn't move. They were not afraid now. Inside Zara's chest, the eternal flame still glowed. It gave her strength, like a soft fire warming her bones. Her heart beat faster, but her hands stayed steady. "They're coming fast," she said. Corvallian's wings stretched wide. Energy sparked across his scales. His eyes were bright gold, and fire crackled in his throat. "Then we burn brighter," the dragon said. As the first ship fired, Corvallian leaped into the sky. The missile hit the rock where they had just stood. Boom, turning it into smoke and rubble. Zara held tightly to the dragon's back. Wind rushed past her face. As they soared upward, enemy fire came from all directions. Red beams cut across the sky. One nearly hit them, missing by inches. "Too close," Zara shouted. "Hold tight," Corvallian replied. He flew higher and faster, spinning through the beams. Then he opened his mouth, and a storm of golden fire burst out. It hit the nearest ship straight in the engines. The ship exploded in midair, lighting up the sky like a small sun. "One down," Zara pointed. To the left, Corvallian turned, avoiding more blasts. Zara raised her hands, and the eternal flame glowed from her palms. She didn't know how she did it, but a shield of golden light formed around them, blocking an incoming missile. "Can protect us," she shouted. "Then protect the skies," said the dragon. Together, they moved like one. Zara blocked incoming fire with glowing barriers. Corvallian attacked with fire, claws, and tail. Another ship dropped from the sky. Hit by his burning breath, 2 down. But then, a beam of dark energy hit Corvallian S-Wing. He roared in pain. His body dropped lower, smoke trailing behind. "Hold on," Zara cried. "You're okay?" They landed hard near a broken hill. Corvallian S-Wing shook, half-burned. He was breathing heavy. "I can't fly anymore," he said. Zara looked up. 3 enemy ships still circled above. One of them opened its bay doors. A dark object began falling from it, a large bomb glowing red. "It's a planet burner," Zara whispered. "It will wipe this whole valley." She looked at the dragon. He was weak, wounded again. She looked at her hands. The flame still burned inside. "I have to stop it," she said. She climbed to the top of the nearby hill, raised both her hands, and focused on the falling bomb. "Come on, flame, help me." The glow in her chest moved to her hands. A beam of pure light shot upward. It hit the bomb midair and stopped it. The bomb froze, shaking. Then it exploded high above in a quiet burst of golden fire. Safe. The last 2 ships turned to escape, but Zara was not done. She raised one hand. Again. A stream of golden energy followed them, wrapping around their engines. The ships lost power and fell in the distance. Silence, the sky cleared. The enemy was gone. Zara collapsed to her knees. The flame inside her dimmed but stayed alive. She was tired but safe. Corvallion crawled to her and bowed his great head. "You did it. You saved us all." Zara smiled through tears. "Not just me. We did it together." The battle was over. The sky above Volter 7 was quiet now. No more enemy ships, no more fire, just calm air. And falling ash, Zara sat beside Corvallion in the valley. Her suit was torn. Her hands were burned. But she smiled. She was alive. Corvallion lay next. To her, his body was still damaged, but the eternal flame inside Zara had given him hope again. His eyes glowed softly in the darkening sky. "You have done more than heal," he said. "You have changed everything." Zara looked at the sky. "Do you think they'll come back? The ones who hunted you?" "Not for a long time," he replied. "They saw what you are now, but we are together." She nodded slowly.
And she
Looked at the beacon on her wrist. It was blinking again, finally working. Earth had received her distress signal. She knew a rescue ship would arrive soon, maybe in a few days. "Maybe ours. I guess I can go home now," she said, her voice. Soft Corvallion was quiet. Then he asked, "Do you want to?" Zara blinked. "What do you mean?" "You have become more than a medic, Zara Trent. You carry the eternal flame. You faced darkness, gave your last breath, and stood against death itself." Zara laughed softly. "I didn't plan for any of this. That is why you are worthy." Lifted his head and looked into her eyes. "If you return to Earth, you will be honored as a hero. But you will not be the same. They will not understand what you carry inside you." Zara nodded. "I know. I feel different now." "If you stay," he said, "you can help rebuild something greater. A new home, place of peace, where dragon and human work together. You can become the first flame bearer in 1,000 years. A bridge between our kinds." She was silent for a while. The wind was calm. The stars slowly appeared above, blinking like tiny fires. "You're giving me a choice," she said. "Always." She stood and looked around at the planet. It was dead and broken, but it also had life. Strange plants, glowing caves, the flame blossom, and now. She looked at her hands. The soft glow was still there. Then she smiled. "I don't think I want to go back," she said. "Not yet." Corvallion nodded once.
Then I will show you what remains of the old world. Together we will light the flame again. From the
Nearby hills, strange shapes started to appear. Small creatures, birds with glowing wings, worms that floated in the air. They had been hiding, but now they came out. They sensed the change. Life was returning. Zara turned to the dragon. "Where do we begin?" Corvallion spread his wings. "We begin with fire." He lowered his body. Zara climbed onto his back, as she had many times now. Different. This time, they were not escaping or fighting. They were beginning. The dragon lifted into the sky, strong and free. Below them, the valley glowed with new light. The eternal flame inside Zara pulsed gently. It was no longer just inside her. It was spreading. Across Volter 7, across the stars, a signal, promise, that even in the darkest places, when one human dares to give everything, something ancient and powerful can rise again. Zara looked up, eyes full of wonder. "Let's light the galaxy." And with one mighty roar, Corvallion carried her into the stars. The flower gives its energy to those it trusts. It can sense hearts. If it sees darkness or greed, it closes and disappears forever. Zara looked at the blossom. It pulsed gently as if listening. "I saved you," she whispered. "I gave everything I had. Please, help him." The blossom glowed brighter. Then it moved toward Corvallion. Tiny sparks flowed from its petals into his chest. The dragon's body lit up with golden lines. His wounds began to close. His eyes became sharper. He stood up tall and strong once more. Outside, a loud explosion shook the cave. "They're attacking," Zara said. "Can you fight now?" The dragon stepped forward. Yes. He walked back, toward the cave mouth. His scales glowed. His chest burned bright like the sun. At the entrance, the black ship hovered low, charging its weapons. Corvallian roared. A massive burst of golden fire exploded from his mouth, shooting straight into the sky. It hit the enemy ship in one strike. The ship exploded into pieces, falling like sparks across the ash fields. The other two ships turned quickly and flew away, retreating into the clouds. Zara stood at the edge of the cave, watching the dragon. "You're amazing," she said. Corvallian turned to her. "You gave me life. I will protect yours. Always." After the battle, the ash fields were silent again. The sky had turned a deep purple. 2 enemy ships had escaped, but one was destroyed. Corvallian stood tall at the cave's mouth, smoke still rising from his glowing chest. Zara walked up beside him. She looked up at the massive dragon and smiled. "You really are something, you know that." Corvallian lowered his head toward her. "Only because of you." They both sat near the cave entrance, watching the stars slowly appear in the sky. Zara opened her small ration pack and took a bite of dried fruit. "Curious, can I ask you something?" "You may. What are you? I mean, I know you're a dragon, but where do you come from? Why were those ships hunting you?" Corvallian was quiet for a moment. The wind blew across the empty land, carrying the scent of smoke and ash. Then he said, "I come from the world of Thalzar. It was once full of mountains and glowing rivers. My kind, the star-flame dragons, lived there. We did not build machines. We lived with the energy of stars, the light of planets, and the power of ancient life." Zara listened closely, surprised. She had never heard anything like this in her training or books. "Long ago," he continued, "we were guardians of balance. We did not rule. We watched, protected the natural flow of life. But some feared us, saw our fire as a weapon. They formed armies and hunted us." "Those ships?" Zara asked. "Their masters come from a shadow empire known as the Zarnathi. They believe in control, in power, through fear. I escaped them many times. But this time, I was wounded before I could hide." Zara looked down at her boots, thinking, "That's horrible. They just wanted you gone because they were scared." "Fear turns wisdom into war," Corvallian replied. She looked at him again. "Why did you say you're the last?" The dragon's eyes darkened. "My kin are gone, burned, taken, turned into energy fuel, searched for survivors. I found none." Zara felt her chest tighten. She couldn't imagine that kind of loneliness. "But you're not alone now," she said quietly. "You have me." The dragon looked at her with warm eyes. "And for the first time in 1,000 years, I feel hope." Zara hesitated. "You said something back in the cave about the healing blossom trusting hearts. You said it could feel greed or kindness." "Yes?" she asked. "How did it know?" "To help me? I mean, I'm just a human, one small person." The dragon stared into the sky. "There is something you must know, Zara Trent. Long ago, before humans even walked on Earth, the universe whispered of a coming time, a race born, of emotion, fire, and endless courage. That race was human." Zara's eyes widened. "You knew about humans before we even traveled in space? Not your faces, but your light, your spirit," continued. "A prophecy said a single human would save a dying flame. That human would awaken the last dragon and help restore balance to the stars." Zara laughed nervously. "Are you saying I'm in a prophecy?" "Yes." She looked away, shaking her head. "I'm not special. It's just trying to help." "That is why you are special," Corvallian said. "You gave your last breath to save another. That is what the galaxy has been waiting for." Zara stood up, brushing off the ash. "Well, if I'm in some ancient legend, what happens now?" Corvallian smiled in her mind. "Now we light the fire again." The next morning, the sky over. Vaulter 7 was still dark. But something had changed. Zara stood near Corvallian, as he spread his wings. They were still torn in places, but strong enough for short flight. His fire was back, spirit too. The healing blossom had worked. Now it was time to follow the next step. We must find the cave of the eternal flame, Corvallian said in her mind. Zara raised an eyebrow. What's that? A hidden place deep in the Ash Mountains. Holds the first fire, the source of all my kind's power. If we light it again, the dragons may return. Zara nodded. Then let's find it. Corvallian lowered his body so Zara could climb on. She held tightly to the thick scale ridges. On his back, with a mighty push, the dragon lifted into the sky. The wind rushed past Zara's face as they flew over dead hills, black rivers, and shattered trees. After an hour, Corvallian pointed toward a large mountain, surrounded by jagged rocks. A narrow cave entrance waited near the top. He landed carefully. The entrance was just wide enough for Zara. The dragon could not follow her inside. You must go alone, he said. The cave will only allow those with pure hearts to pass. Zara looked nervous. What kind of place is this? It tests your courage, your truth, and your pain. You must face what lives inside you. She swallowed hard. Sounds lovely. Zara entered the cave. It was dark at first. Then glowing crystals lit her path, one by one, as if sensing her steps. The walls shimmered with strange symbols. She kept walking until she reached a circular chamber. In the center was a pedestal. On top of it burned a small golden flame, floating. In mid-air, it looked peaceful, but as she stepped closer, the ground shook. From the shadows, a figure stepped forward. It was herself, a mirror image. Same face, same suit, but the eyes were cold. Who are you? Zara asked. I'm the part of you that doubts, the copy replied. You think you're strong? You think you can save the galaxy with kindness? Zara frowned. I don't want to save the galaxy. I just want to help, the shadow laughed. You're just a medic. You don't belong in ancient prophecies. You're weak. Zara looked down. She thought about everything, the crash, the loneliness, giving away her last hope to a dying dragon, running from enemy ships. She had been afraid many times, but she had never stopped. She looked at the shadow. I'm not perfect. I get scared. But I still move forward. That's what matters. The shadow stepped back. Its body began to crack like glass. Then it shattered into glowing dust. The golden flame on the pedestal grew bigger. Zara stepped forward. The flame floated toward her chest. It hovered, then gently entered her body. She gasped as warmth spread through her. A soft light wrapped around her skin, and for a moment, she felt every heartbeat of the planet. Then the light faded. Zara turned and walked back. Corvallian waited outside. His eyes widened when he saw her. You carry the eternal flame, he said. Zara touched her chest. I felt it. It's alive. Then you are no longer just a healer. You are the flame bearer. Suddenly, thunder roared in the sky. Ships were coming. More enemy craft. At least 5 this time. Zara climbed on the dragon's back. Let's go. Let's finish this. Corvallian opened his wings. They glowed with new energy. Then we fly, flame bearer. To the last battle.